family homecoming. A gentle morning breeze drifted through the long, tree-lined driveway of the grand estate. Slivers of early sunshine danced across the weathered cobblestones, illuminating manicured shrubbery, marble statues of gallant heroes long past, and vibrant rose bushes in full bloom. The household staff, many dressed in crisp black and white uniforms, had already begun their daily tasks of dusting, polishing, sweeping, and ensuring everything was in proper order. A lingering scent of lavender polish hung in the halls, and the faint tinkle of silverware being prepared for the upcoming luncheon echoed from the kitchen. It was a day full of anticipation, for they knew a special visitor would soon arrive. Near the grand double doors, carved from sturdy oak and adorned with intricate ironwork, stood Mary. She was one of the maids, though maid hardly conveyed her importance. As loyal as she was diligent, Mary was more like an aunt to the family, overseeing the younger staff and ensuring the household ran smoothly. She had ties to the family stretching back decades, first assisting Diana's mother and father in their youth, and later tending to Diana herself. Today, Mary waited quietly, an excited sparkle in her eyes, for Diana was expected to return, and not alone. Accompanying her was a ray of sunshine and energy, little Emma, the granddaughter of the venerable Master Simeon. Suddenly, Mary heard the crunch of carriage wheels on gravel, accompanied by the rhythmic clop of horses' hooves. It was not the modern car or carriage of old, but something in between, an elegant contraption used by the family for special arrivals. She straightened her posture, patted down her neat white apron, and stepped forward as the doors opened with a soft groan of hinges. An eager arrival. Diana, breathless from travel, stepped inside. At her side was Emma, a young girl with eyes bright and curious, her small hand tightly clutching her mother's. Emma wore a simple blue dress that complemented the rosy flush of excitement on her cheeks. She turned her head this way and that, taking in every detail of the familiar yet grand interior she hadn't seen for several months. "Father, I'm home," Diana called, her voice reverberating across the foyer with a joyful echo. Even though her tone was cheerful, there was a tremor of importance there, a solemn yet eager note. Today was the day Master Simeon, or as Emma knew him, Grandpa Sam, would pass down a long-held family tradition, a collection of stories that shaped the destiny of their lineage. Mary greeted them with a warm smile. "Welcome home, Miss Diana, and good day to you, young Miss Emma." She lowered her head politely. "Master Simeon is in the library. He's been eagerly awaiting your arrival." Diana squeezed her daughter's shoulder and leaned down. "Run along now, dear one. Mary will show you where Grandpa is. I'll be with you both shortly." But Mary interjected gently. "Your mother is also awake, my lady. She's in the dining area enjoying her morning cup of coffee. You might wish to see her while I show Emma to the library." A flicker of warmth crossed Diana's face. She very much wanted to greet her mother, who, by her own right, played an integral role in maintaining the estate's gracious atmosphere. "Thank you, Mary." She turned to Emma. "I'll catch up with you soon, sweet girl. You be on your best behavior for Grandpa." Emma nodded, practically bouncing on her toes. "Yes, Mama!" And with that, the little girl allowed Mary to guide her through the long corridor that led to the library, an expanse of tall shelves lined with leather-bound tomes from floor to ceiling. Diana watched them go with a smile, then turned on her heel toward the dining area to find her mother. A loving reunion. The dining room was every bit as grand as the foyer. Long floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the gardens, letting sunlight pour in like a tidal wave of warmth and golden brilliance. Polished wooden floors reflected that light, creating a soft, comforting glow throughout the space. At the far end of a massive mahogany dining table sat Diana's mother, hair elegantly styled in a low chignon, wearing a modest but refined gown of pale lilac. She had a porcelain teacup in front of her, but the swirl of rich brown liquid inside was definitely coffee. "Mother," Diana called, her voice softening in the presence of the woman who'd nurtured her all her life. She approached, leaning over to give her mother a gentle peck on the cheek. "Darling," her mother replied, smiling broadly. "I'm so glad you've arrived safely. How is Emma doing? I trust the journey was not too difficult for her." Diana settled into a seat next to her mother, noticing that a second teacup had been placed for her by thoughtful staff. "She's exuberant," Diana replied, pouring coffee from a small silver pot. She's beyond excited to finally hear these stories from Grandpa. You know how she is. She could listen to him for hours. Her mother took a delicate sip, her elegant fingers resting lightly on the cup's handle. So it begins, that day we've always known would come. He's chosen your daughter, the next in line to learn the traditions he carried with him from over there. She paused, glancing toward the window, as though searching for images in the sky that only she could see. I still remember the first time I heard them, she continued. I was only a little older than Emma is now. Diana nodded, her expression tinged with nostalgia. He told me my first story when I was very small. I questioned the veracity of it, so many unbelievable details. But now I've seen enough to know that there's a kernel of truth in every tale he tells. Maybe more than just a kernel. She traced the rim of her cup thoughtfully, letting the swirling steam tickle her nose. They sat in silence for a moment, mother and daughter, soaking in the significance of the day. Then, with a soft clatter, Diana placed her cup onto its saucer and stood. I should go to them. Emma must be fidgeting with anticipation. Her mother nodded. Yes, go. I'll wait to hear how it went after. I'm sure you'll have much to share. With a final, reassuring smile, Diana headed out of the dining area to meet her little girl and her father in the library, where a world of stories was about to unfold. The library's warm glow. Mary led Emma down the hallway, her footsteps muffled by the lush rug that stretched ahead. Ornate sconces lined the walls, each golden arm holding a crystal globe that usually flickered with candlelight in the evenings. Polished portraits hung with quiet dignity, depicting various ancestors with stern or thoughtful gazes. To Emma, their eyes always followed her, as though watching the next generation's every move. At last, they arrived at the library's double doors, which were slightly ajar. Thick oak panels displayed a hand-carved emblem of a phoenix rising from flames, symbolic of the family's heritage, or so Emma had been told. She could faintly smell the sweet musk of parchment and old leather drifting out. Mary gently pushed open one door and beckoned Emma inside. Go on, young miss, he's waiting for you just around that corner. Emma took a step into the library, the hush inside almost reverent. Hundreds, perhaps thousands, of books lined towering shelves that reached up to the ornate ceiling. The hush, however, was punctuated by the gentle crackle of a fireplace at the far end of the room. Above the mantel, a painting portrayed a figure in a swirling cloak, staff raised to the heavens, as though summoning some powerful magic. Toward the center of the room, a plush armchair stood near the fire's glow. In it sat Master Simeon. He was a man well advanced in years, but with a certain vitality that shone in his eyes, like a man who had seen wonders and joys beyond comprehension. He looked up from the book he'd been perusing and beckoned her forward with a broad, welcoming grin. Emma, my fine girl, you made it. Come here.
Welcome, everybody. This is Sam Simeon and The Journey Beyond the Veil. A story of love, loss, and a destiny that death could not end. If you're interested so far and would like to hear more, you can find the story at this location. Just scan the QR code and it will lead you right there. The ebook is $2.99, and if you'd like a hardcover copy, which looks absolutely beautiful, it's $26. This is probably the best work I've ever done. Please take care. Like and subscribe for more journeys from my in-depth creative imagination, and I hope to see you on the other side. Much love, your friend, Timothy Williams.